Hey y'all, this is Demuir. Thanks for tuning in and checking out my interview with Muve magazine. Stay tuned and learn a bit more about me and my music. Peace. I'd say the Canadian house music scene is alive, vibrant, and kicking right across the board. No matter what city you're in, whether as far west as Vancouver, going, to the Midwest of Calgary and into the east side of Montreal, Halifax, and of course here in Toronto. It's alive and kicking. The great part about house music is we all know there's many different genres and facets of the music itself, and I'd have to say just being in Toronto alone, I can easily say I want to go to a deep house, Afro house type of party, or I could go to a jacking bass or funky house party, or a techno party, or tech house party. So while there's unity and a life of house music across the board, depending on the style of house you're into, you can find yourself in that particular niche at any given point in time. And I gotta say, Montreal and Halifax, they do big out there too. It's not just all about Toronto house scene, so it's kicking in Canada. Yes, I am, but for those of you that live in Toronto, I'm considered to be a part of what is known as the GTA, or just outside of the direct city of Toronto. I've pretty much, born and raised here in Toronto, or the GTA of Toronto. Party in Toronto, I get inspired most of the time in Toronto and by different things around. So Toronto's a great place. There's nothing like it. Dragon Breath, well, let's see. I think Dragon Breath is doing so well because it connects with people at that level of recognition. Like, everyone unfortunately has a situation or a person that they know that has come into contact with someone else's stupidity and the quality of their actions, and it's a situation that actually happened to me. It's really about a person leaping assumptions about me as an individual, my character, and sharing that with other people that I care about without even having a conversation with me. So as unfortunate as it was, it inspired some really cool, great music that people can connect to and at the same time bounce with. Production, I would say, came naturally after DJing. Being a DJ and you playing these records and that evoke certain emotions, and it's just much more than bop in your head. You start to become genuinely curious about the certain sounds and things that are out there and how these records were developed. So that's what took me on my journey to production. I got into it because I was curious about those sounds, and as I discovered those sounds and the art of sampling and building real songs, I was quickly able to recognize that the same techniques for house were being applied, of course, or learned from hip-hop. So that's what got me into the production side of things. Yeah, I've got a few releases that I'm quite excited about, actually. So right now we got Jay Leto's Nothing Left EP that's out. We also have a tech house release coming from Chamar's that'll be coming sometime in the fall of 2014. And the other great thing about running Mikita Skyy is that it allows me a platform to step outside of certain genres that people would expect me to continue to do. Look out for more of my projects coming out on the label, as well as with some friends of mine. The most utilized tool that I have in my studio is not any piece of high-tech gear or anything that one would say I spend thousands on. It's really about the inspiration and the energy and the vibe that you're bringing into your space, and I think any producer or artist can relate to that, and I think it is absolutely the most important ingredient that one can have in their studio. It's a necessity. It needs to be there all the time. You just gotta bring it, believe it, feel it, and make it happen. I want to continue producing great music, of course, that's first and foremost, but honestly, over time, and I'd say just in this last year, it's been very fascinating to me how people are connecting with my music. Even some people that I'd say are at the upper echelon of production and DJing in their careers in electronic music. That, you know, really great people like Mark Farina and Derek Carter, and some other great folks and names in house music that have reached out to me directly, completely surprising me and blowing me away in terms of their interest in music. So I'm gonna keep doing things right on the production tip, but I have like to move right into DJing at more of an international level and getting. All right, thank you for tuning in and checking me out. I'm Demuir for Muve magazine. Stay tuned, keep it locked, keep it bumping as always.